Hey, what's going on, guys? You don't know me, I don't know you, so that's alright. But anyway, my name is Ari, and you probably can hear my Russian accent because this is where I'm from. I'm originally from Russia. I've been living in the USA for 7 years, and in today's video, I want to tell you a story how I actually started working with Americans. It's probably just a typical story, I'm not gonna lie, but hopefully my story will inspire you. If you're moving around, if you're just looking for the best opportunities to start doing something new, it doesn't matter what exactly you're doing, but today we're talking about social media, personal branding, and content creation, because this is how I started. And this is my story. So when I moved from Russia to this country, I was so bad at everything. I used to live for 25 years with my parents. You know, I had a couple of skills, but when I just came here, I didn't speak English. I knew just a couple of words. I was good at like filmmaking and videography. This is what I used to do in Russia. I was shooting some corporate videos, some weddings, stuff like this. But here in America, everything was so different because I wasn't able to find a client. And when you just came to a new country, when you move to another city, you probably need to find a job, right? To start making money as soon as you can. When you're starting from the scratch, you're probably ready for everything. I'm talking about like any kind of job that pays you money. Okay, because you have to pay for groceries, you have to pay for your car, you have to pay for rent. And here in America, like if you just like go outside, you already own some money to the government. So back in that time, I found a moving company. If you live in America, you know what I'm talking about, but for the people who live outside of the USA, so Americans love to move from one place to another, from one state to another, and this is when you hire the company, the moving company that help you to move. They pack your stuff, put it in the truck, and then you're ready to go. This is what I used to do. And also when I had time, I used to deliver some foods working on Postmates, DoorDash, the same company, the same shit. Hopefully that I could make some extra money. And I'm not gonna lie, it used to pay me some little money because back in that time I was living with my roommate. I didn't have a lot of expensive. I only had a car that I bought from like other people, so it wasn't like financing by the bank. No credits, no credit stuff. So my expenses were very low, and this is very important, by the way, because in order to quit this kind of shitty job, you need to keep your expenses very low, because otherwise you have to find a better job that pays you more money. And so I remember that I was so tired, man. Even I found a girlfriend, she was Russian as fuck. And I was so tired like of everything, because every morning I wake up, I go like to this moving company. So you feel dirty, you feel like a third country guy who just doesn't speak English, who has no idea how to live in this country. And you can work like from 7 a.m. sometimes to 2 a.m. I'm not like sometimes you work like so many hours on this company, because some people have like 4 or 5 bedrooms, and you have to pack everything and then go back, do like extra trip. And it was crazy, man. And then I was like, man, you probably came to this country for something different, right? I don't want to be a delivery guy. I don't want to work for this moving company. I don't want to do any like this immigrant kind of job. With all the respect, with all the people who doing something like this, but I was just tired, man, because I've never worked for anyone else. Like I didn't have any company in Russia. I used to work just for myself. I have some people that I work with, but not for the big companies. Like not like something crazy. And I was like, man, I have a camera, I have a skill, I know how to film, I know how to edit the video, but the only thing that I'm really worrying about is my English, because I didn't have a chance to speak. I had a chance to speak with like local people, but I didn't have to, to have an opportunity to try to sell something. I'm talking about my skills, I'm talking about my product. So how can I find a client who really trusts me, especially if I don't have any portfolio that I made here in the USA. And I remember that week that I had enough money for the next 2 weeks, because the rent was paid, we had groceries on the table, everything was paid, and I had like 2 weeks of like living. And I was like, man, let me just try. Let me try to find a client. So I realized that I have a social media. Back in that time, you have your Instagram account. Pretty much you have everything, because it was 2018. So I started uploading some random videos on my Instagram page. And I remember that I asked my girlfriend to join me to shoot like fake music video when she was kind of, doing something stupid to the camera, and I just tried to play with the camera, shooting some B-rolls, shooting some A scenes like the main scene, and then I will clip it and then I just post it on Instagram. And I'm not gonna lie, I mean, it actually looked very, very good, because even I didn't have the experience, shooting like a music video, but I knew how to film just like any other videos. So this is what I did. And man, can you just imagine? Just because I started uploading some random shit on Instagram, somebody just texted me like, hey, I'm looking for a videographer for my artist. I'm a manager here in Los Angeles. We need to make a music video. Can you do something like this? They didn't even ask me about my portfolio. They didn't even ask me if I made any music videos before. And anyway, I would lie. Anyway, I would do, I would try to figure out something. And I was like, hell yeah, let's go, man. This is how much I charge. And I told him like just the random numbers. I told him like $600, and I believe that back in that time it was actually very good money. And think about it for a second. In order to make $600, if I work for a delivery company, I have to work the whole day, the whole week, almost 6 days a week. But if I'm lucky, I can work with this guy. He would pay me $600, and I'm free. Like I would just, I would get $600 and I'm free for the next week. And this is what I did. He was like, okay, let's go. Let's make a music video. And I remember myself that my hands were shaking because I had no idea what to do next. I was like, man, I've never done any music videos, but I just sold it. I mean, he already sent me the deposit, like $350, and I was like, what can I do next? So I called my friend. I was like, bro, can you please help me? Give me the lens, give me the camera. Can you just bring your body, bring yourself here? Just help me, because I've never done anything like this, and I need someone, who can help me with that. And I was lucky because my friend was like, okay, I've done it so many times, don't worry about it, so let me just help you. And he shot some behind the scenes when I was shooting a music video. And man, after that time, my life just changed, like significantly. I quit Uber, I quit DoorDash or whatever the app was it, and I started working for myself. I started buying some equipment, some additional lens, some lighting, some like gimbals, drones, the stuff like this, just to improve the quality of my work. So I was trying to reinvest all the money that I got. And I finally started making like very solid money, because on delivery, I don't know how much money can you make, but probably like six or $700 a week. So let's say like three and a half, 3,500 or like 4K max, right? But I started making like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month by just making music videos. And of course I have to find the guys who could help me with like editing, with like shooting and stuff like this. So I can make like another video if you're interested how I actually started delegating the process, because it was something that I've never done before back in that time. So yeah, man, if you would ask like what was the best advice if you're just starting, if I'm just a videographer, if I want to start doing something new, or like a photographer, or like, I don't know, like content creator, whatever, right? Man, social media. This is all you need to do. Just make sure that you post your shit on social media. Can you just think about it? I'm a guy who came from Russia, right? Who didn't speak English, who never worked with like any Americans, with like any people in this country. I'm talking about like video making, like music videos, anything with the camera. But then I was like, man, I'm tired. I don't want to deliver this food. I don't want to, move furniture. I want to work for myself. I want to work with the camera. I want to work with musicians. I want to start doing some creative shit. Social media, content creation, personal brand. And this is what works right now, and especially if you're watching this video in 2026, 27, whatever. So this is what you have to do. Right now, I'm just all in on social media. I have like multiple accounts. I started making these YouTube videos again. I forgot my Russian channel because I used to make a lot of videos in Russian for my Russian audience, but I feel like it doesn't make sense right now because I'm here in the USA trying to work with you guys. So yeah, it was my story. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Follow me on my Instagram, on my Facebook group. I post a lot of content there about content creation, personal branding. And yeah, if you enjoyed watching this video, put a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.